Hey everybody. Well, it's September 2015. Now, there's a lot of things happening this month. Everything from the Pope to CERN to blood moons, Shemitahs. But it is just the beginning of the Jubilee year. So, what's going to happen? Nobody knows. But I'm going to play some what if games here. Now, what kind of calamity? Now, I know the rapture is never mentioned in the Bible. But let's say I'm just going to play a what if game here. Because there are several verses in the Bible that point to something similar to what a rapture is described as. You know, two people working in a field, one's taken, one's left behind, that type of stuff. Now, and Jesus did say the last days will be like the times of Noah. Now, I've heard this mentioned several times. It'll be as in the days of Noah. All right? We've got the gay marriage thing going now. We're killing babies. Okay, so it's pretty close. But there's one thing that people never mention as in the days of Noah. There was an ark. There was an escape plan. Although only a few people jumped on the boat, there was an escape plan. So that's another thing in the Bible that does point to something like a rapture. Now, here's the what if part. What would happen to the world as we know it today if all of a sudden the church, everybody, all the Christians, and all the children that have not reached the age of puberty disappeared? All of a sudden, all the children, all the young children, and all the adults that all the Christians just kind of vanished. Most people think, well, there's not that many Christians. So let's say 20 million Christians, and I don't know how many children there are in the world that are under the age of puberty in the world. Let's say 1 billion people just disappear. What would happen to the world's economy after that? If you're a parent, think about it. What would happen if your young children just vanished? You're all sitting around the house one Saturday, and the kids are out in the backyard playing. All of a sudden, it gets quiet, and you go outside, and the children are gone. And you can't find them nowhere. And all the neighbors are running around. Your neighbors are out. Have you seen the children? What happened to them? Think of that fear you would have as a parent. Now, if you're a Christian parent, you'd be going with them. But let's say you're not. What would that feel like to people? All of a sudden, poof, your children are gone. Or at least the younger ones. That would be a Teotwalkie moment, or the end of the world as we know it. A lot of the people that go to 9-to-5 jobs, and even though they're trying to weed Christians out of the military, it'd be a good bit of them gone. Let's say 10% of our military leaders go poof, all of a sudden gone. That would be that would definitely be an oh crap moment. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because I've heard many people say the end times will be as in the days of Noah. As in the days of Noah. Well, in the days of Noah, there was an ark. And Jesus did allude to coming back for a bride of Christ. I mean, he didn't say the rapture is never mentioned in the Bible, but there are several things in there that allude to a rapture style of event. And I know if that was to happen, that would cause worldwide chaos. That would be just like people running around like chickens without their heads on. And after, about a year or so of that, things would semi-calm down, and that's where the banksters or the people that had all this big money, like Soros and all of them, would jump into, we're here to save the day, and come in with their world currency and one world government and all like that. I mean, that would be a definitely poo-poo hitting the fan moment for those people left behind. I mean, it was kind of sugar-coated in that Kirk Cameron movie, Left Behind movie. That was a sugar-coated version of it. It would be a lot worse than it was in that movie. Okay. So, what else could happen? Okay, let's say in order for most of that Bible prophecy to happen, I think the United States is going to be knocked off the world stage. Now, what could cause that? Yellowstone could cause it. Let's say, or CERN. Let's say CERN has a catastrophic failure and wipes out about half of Europe. Now, in the United States, we don't get a lot of stuff from Europe, but we get a pretty good bit. And needless to say, if, let's say, CERN wiped out France and part of Germany and Switzerland and all like that, that would be, even if it didn't destroy the whole world, that would still be a big punch. I don't know how that would affect the United States. Could mess up the weather. Could do all kinds of things. I mean, there's no telling. I mean, even the scientists over there don't know what they're doing. They say, well, we don't know what happens when this happens, so we're going to do it. I always thought if they're going to play with dynamite like that, they should build that collider up maybe on Mars or something. If you're going to play with fire, don't play with fire in your own house. Move that somewhere in deep space and build your collider. Don't build it here. Don't build a bonfire in the house. But there's a lot of stuff happening. Oh, the stock market. Yeah, we just had back in the end of August there, the single biggest point drop in the history of the Dow, like 1,080 something points in just the first hour. That could have been just a preview. There's all kinds of things going on. And you'll see the markets to this day, up, down, up, down. They call it volatility. I mean, we just got through with a 400-point drop yesterday, and today it's up, going back down, up and down, and up and down. It's just, it seems like the powers that be are fighting to do everything they can to keep the prophecy from happening, the crash. They're trying, it goes down, it's going up and down and up. It seems like somebody is just fighting to keep it up, and it's not working. Just an opinion. Let's see. Of course, the Pope, CERN, we already discussed that. I mean, it's just like information overload. And then YouTubers. Oh, man, what a bunch of nutcases, man. I've listened to several channels that used to be all about Jesus and the rapture or the bride of Christ. And now, all of a sudden, they're on this flat earth thing. Hey, wake up. That's a distraction. This flat earth controversy is a distraction. And some of the Bible people say, well, it talks about the firmament. The firmament. Yeah, the firmament is called our atmosphere. If you don't, understand when a rock from outer space comes, the little ones, they kind of hit the firmament and they burn up. Yes, we live in an atmosphere. The air around us is almost like an ocean. So yeah, the firmament is there. It doesn't mean the earth is flat. And if it was flat, who cares? Does it really make any difference if the earth is flat? You're taking your eye off the prize by arguing over stupid stuff like whether the earth is round or flat. Who cares? Everything works. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the earth is square. It doesn't matter if it's a pyramid. It just doesn't matter. You're taking your eye off the prize to argue whether the earth is flat or not. Who cares? There are more important things right now. There are more fish to fry than worrying about whether the earth is flat or not.